Transforming a laundry room into a bathroom, episode 2, let's go. If you're watching this video when it comes out on YouTube, just before that on Facebook, we did a live stream with Sophia and Hilti. You have the link in the description. We talked about chipping, chiseling, jackhammers, especially the ones we used to break up the screed in this room. So Sofiane came to help me. We broke everything, we had fun, then we net live, and we also had a good time. You'll learn everything as the video plays, and the live stream link is in the description. There was a partition, I broke it all down. Behind the partition there was a shelving unit, I took it apart. The storage units that were in the laundry room are dismantled. The wall cabinets, there's no more washing machine. You'll see everything as we go along. The shelving unit is dismantled. Honestly, the hardest part isn't taking apart a shelving unit, it's organizing everything that was inside. I bought some plastic bins, put everything in them, and off they go to the attic. That'll do for now. I'll sort and clean everything later. The goal is to break down this partition and then the floor. Between the partition and the wall, I have 1.4 meters still by 2.5 meters. You seem to understand the partition's purpose, but let's also view it from the other side. And then we'll come back here. I'm telling you about these shelves because people often asked about the brand of these shelves, as you've seen either in the workshop or the garden shed. You see, it's the same ones here and there. So here, these are 1.33 meter lengths. I have three 1.33 meter lengths. Here, there's one 1.33 meter length, another 1.33 meter length, and one 1 meter length. And at the back, I still have some uprights. Let's check out the partition wall now. I'll discuss it with you later. We're going back into the laundry room. So this matches this partition wall. Okay, so I'll break it down. This one, I'll break it down later because I'm a bit pressed for time. I'll explain to you later why when we get to breaking the floor. So the goal is to break down this partition wall, break the floor in the laundry room and the tiles and the screed on the other side. And I also realized that back then I didn't do the joints on the floor. I'm not sure why. Maybe I ran out or just didn't feel like it. Here they're done. There I didn't bother. But since it was just a storage area, I didn't care. So we break down the partition, we break the floor, and at least things will be clearer and we'll be able to picture things better. The shelving brand is HMY, H as in Henry, M as in mother, Y as in Eve. You can find these on Le Bon Coin. No need to buy new since they're expensive, but second-hand options are available. So HMY on Le Bon Coin, you'll find what you need. These are supermarket, hypermarket, and big box store shelving. We have an upright with slotted rails on each side. Okay, we put the brackets into the racks, the back panels, and we put the shelf on top. There are no other fastenings. It's not fixed to the floor, you see, nor to the wall. I can move it in any direction, it won't fall. You can stand on it, it's really sturdy, and even in terms of weight, you can load it up. It's amazing how much it can hold. So the bracket I have here is 40, but it also comes in 30, 40, 50, and 60. The only attachment point is at the base. There's a bolt and a nut, but the base also fits into the slotted rail. Just slot it in with the bolt and nut so it doesn't come out. You don't even need to tighten it. But it's sturdy, honestly, that's all I use. You see, it's everywhere. So like I said, width is 1.33 meters or 1 meter. So the shelving is done. We break down this partition, we break the floor, and when we get to breaking the floor, I'll explain what we're going to use to break it, and more importantly, who we'll be doing it with. Alright, there are no more plasterboards, no more insulation. I cut everything into 4. I tore it all out. So with the SCO Hilti, as you saw, 0 dust. So the only dust I made was when I tore out the plasterboard. But if I had to, for example, put up plasterboard for a door, a window, or a niche, you put up the board, you cut around the structure, and that makes 0 dust. So afterwards, you have to clean the machine thoroughly because plaster dust is deadly for a machine. So use a compressor, a wipe, and it's spotless. So this machine, you have the link in the description. Go check it out. It's really worth it. It's a real little marvel, this machine. And with the vacuum on it, it's the best. I'll show you the drywall installer's old masterpiece. No crimping, no self-drilling screws. Same here, no crimping. The self-drilling screw is useless. We use drywall screws. That'll do the job. So at the bottom, same thing, and I have another problem. But anyway, I had to tear out this partition. Look, see, I can pull the drywall away from the screed since it doesn't go down to the track and the drywall isn't screwed to the track. You can see it clearly here. That's how it is. So here, the goal is to cut everything, okay? So it'll go quickly since it's not holding. To break the screed with the tiles, to break this screed, then to break this partition, to unscrew the drywall, to put in a new one, to rebuild a structure, to move the opening over here. And we'll have a better idea about the future bathroom. So let me know in the comments how you do it. 2 meters 50, 3 meters 50, go ahead. I'd be curious to know how you would arrange this bathroom. Alright, I'm putting my gloves back on, my PPE, there we go. Gloves, safety shoes, glasses, helmet, ear protection or earplugs. Earlier, I cut through the tiles and the screed as you saw. Now we're going to break the screed and let me introduce my buddy for today, the Hilti TE2000, which Sofiane from Hilti lent me for a week. So if you don't know him, Sofiane is the host of Hilti Live. He came to see me last Wednesday with 2 TE1000S and a TE2000. We had started breaking up this area, but we couldn't finish because we had stored all the rubble here and we still had to break the partition and clear out the tiles under the stairs. Now that it's cleared, I can break everything. And so I kept the TE2000 for the occasion because Sofiane is coming back to see me. So normally it's done by the time you see this video. He came just before the release of this video because we did a Hilti Live on Facebook. If you didn't see it live, you have the link in the description. We talked about chipping, chiseling, TE2000. There's even a contest to win a chisel. I invite you to check out this video. You'll find the links in the description for the TE2000, the TE1000, and the dust extraction system, which is just amazing. Go check all that out, the technical data. As for me, like I said with Sofiane, I'll show you some clips from when we did the demo here. We tested the TE1000, which is super powerful. The TE1000 is very versatile because it can handle both floors and walls. Chipping walls, breaking a screed, breaking a slab. The TE2000, this one is made only for floors. You can try to break a wall with it, but it weighs 14.5 kilo, while the TE1000 weighs 12.5 kilo. There's a 2 kilo difference between the two machines. On the other hand, the TE1000 delivers 26 joules, while this one delivers 35 joules. 14.5 kilo, 35 joules. The TE1000, 12.5 kilo, 26 joules. I kept this one. Some people will say, but it's oversized for breaking a screed. It's pointless. I don't think so. I don't want to waste a whole day breaking a screed, exhausting myself, and then think, now I still have to pick up the rubble. I'm going to kill myself. With this, in 10 minutes, it's all broken, and without any effort. Because you see the shape of the machine. Formonté. I'll step back so you can see. Stand straight in front of the machine, both hands on the machine, and it works by itself. There's no need to get on it or force it. It does the work and it breaks by itself, even for a slab. So here it's going to be a screed. It'll be done by itself. In 10 minutes it's finished and I don't get tired. Then I'll have my rubble to pick up. We're going to set up the dust extraction system, you see at the end of the chisel. So this is a self-sharpening chisel. On the TE1000, you can also use the same dust extraction system. So let me make another aside. It's the same one. Which side is it on? I don't remember. Maybe over here, it's the same cable. So if you have a TE1000 and a TE2000, you can use the same power cable on both machines, and it's the same dust extraction system. So as for the dust extraction, it works very well. There's zero dust. Now you might say, yes, but once we pick up the rubble, we create dust. There's a trick. You just take a water sprayer and spray the floor and the rubble, and that doesn't create any dust. And as you go, you pick up a little bit of water and it's all good. Okay, I'm going to show you some clips of the demolition with Sofiane. And then we start with the TE2000.
So today we're on the site with Cedric, and what's the goal of the video? We're going to demolish this screed. So Cedric will have this nice TE1000 with a wave chisel, so the specific Hilti chisel, and the DRS system connected to the vacuum cleaner. So he'll be able to chisel without dust. And I'll be the guinea pig. I'll use the TE1000 without DRS, so without the dust extraction system, and especially with a traditional chisel.
Cut the screed before breaking it if there's a joint with the tiles of an existing room. We cut, we break, and that prevents us from breaking the tiles in the other room.
So here we're going to make a hole.
With the TE1000 in the screed. We always start with a hole so we can then break the blocks that move toward the center to remove them more easily. And an important thing, make sure there are no electrical conduits in your screed before breaking it. Quick first impression, the vacuum system is excellent, honestly for me.
I used to hate the TE1000. I had broken a screed that was mixed with wood.
Dust was flying everywhere. There's no dust here, we saw it. It breaks very easily. Zero dust, that's great. Honestly, the vacuum system works really well. Once you've made your hole in the middle, the advantage is that you get much bigger chunks out. The idea of making a hole in the middle is so several of us can work around it and move all the rubble to the center. Getting rid of it will be another issue, but that's Sofiane's job. Here, we're picking up rubble. It's a thankless job, but it has to be done. So, at first, it's small pieces of rubble, because we started making our hole to then break up bigger pieces, pick them up even by hand, and set them aside to later take them to the dump. And we don't just throw that anywhere. That's important. The dump. No illegal dumping, so let me show you. There you go. It's not complicated, it's just elbow grease and goodwill, and we get a clean job done. We leave a clean work site for the client, and he's happy. And we're happy with our day's work. Why not drill further? We've broken the screed, and underneath is the slab. In house construction, you run all the electrical wiring, water lines, and even pipe work there. And then we lay a screed over all those pipes and lines to cover everything up. And actually, notre finition pour recevoir le carrelage, hardwood, laminate, vinyl flooring, it makes no difference. So the screed, it has to be, you can see here, it's clean. You can also add a leveling compound on top of the screed if needed. But we always run the lines on the slab, and ideally we go under the slab if there's a crawl space and run the electricity through the attic. Ideally, there should be nothing in the screed.
Is that okay? So we're going to use the same chisel, the same DRS, and especially the same cable as the TE1000. Let's go. It started.
So it's really the machine that's doing the work. You just have to guide it and it breaks on its own. It's obvious. Honestly, I had never tried it before. I had already tried the TE1000. With the TE2000, you just hold it and it breaks on its own. Still the same system for dust collection, which is great. You don't have to do anything. You just have to guide it, it goes down by itself and it breaks on its own. The machine's weight means you don't have to force or push it. It's a great mechanism, honestly. Then you have no dust left, that's great. So now that the screed is completely broken up, I'll be able to spray it with water and a sprayer to keep the dust down and make it stick to the rubble. Then into bags and off to the dump. Next step, as I mentioned in the previous video, is to tackle the ceiling. Since the joints were never done, it was never plastered. So I'm going to plaster the largest area, but not all the way to the end, since I have to remove a drywall panel and then we need to put up a new partition. I have some recessed lights to install. At this point, I more or less know what kind of lighting I want. We'll run the conduits through the attic, so I'll plaster the whole thing. While that's drying, we'll remove the partition and lining to save time. The drywall panel doesn't reach the track and wasn't secured, so we're taking everything out. We'll also check the insulation behind it. I'm thinking that if the insulation is only as high as the drywall panel, that's not great, so we'll go check all that, see if it's in good condition, and if it's not, we'll tear everything out. But I think I'm not going to make things complicated for myself, we'll just tear everything out. We'll start fresh and I'll have peace of mind. Anyway, honestly, I was really thinking of opening up this part of the wall, because there are two outlets, a switch and a radiator, and I don't really like the setup. I have to put up a partition in this direction, so I think I'm going to change all that. And in the future, I need to put the machines back here, make a closet with the water heater. I wanted to put it under the stairs. In the end, I think I'm going to put it here. So I need to rearrange the drains and the electrical a bit, so we'll see about all that as we go along, but at least the ceiling will be done. Then we'll put up the partitions, tear things out, and move forward step by step. This video is now over. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share, comment. Tell me, for example, how you'd envision this bathroom. If you have any ideas, they're welcome. And I'll see you in the next video.